It is April 6, 2017. First episode of the month. Number 7. 725 and Larry G unscripted. Here we go again. Making it do what it does. What up, Larry G? We are back.
We are back, well rested, ready to go.
It feels like a long time since the last episode.
It does feel like a long time, and a lot of stuff has happened within that week.
Way too much stuff has happened.
Well, a lot. It's been a long week.
I am afraid that this episode might go for 3 hours, people.
You right? And it's only you and I. It's not like we have like a bunch of guests like this week. So it's just you and I. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot to discuss. It was a big week, for wrestling wise, and then big week for you with the traveling. So much to talk about.
There is a lot to talk about. Um, it feels like it never happened. It feels like a blur right now.
Really?
It's like, did this actually take place or what's going on here? You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. Where do you want to start? Or, where do you think we should head? What direction?
I don't know if you want to quickly discuss how your weekend went, or just want to get straight to it, the shows, or I don't know.
I mean, the trip itself was it was really quick. Like it just felt like everything just happened so fast.
Yeah.
The best part of the trip, the highlight of the trip, was probably meeting Charlotte at Toys R Us in Orlando,
Nice. The Queen.
and it was because that was unexpected. It really was unexpected. We woke up, we went to the superstore and tried to meet Becky Lynch, but when we got there, the line was just ridiculous. Like it was just way too long. And then Triple H showed up out of nowhere. That was cool. I got pretty close to him. Um, After that, I'm like, you know what? Let's head out to Toys R Us and let's see what's going on out there. Maybe we can catch Charlotte because it seems like everybody's flocking up at the superstore.
Mm-hmm.
So before driving over there, I give them a call. They tell me, yeah, there's only 20 people in line. So if you want to show up, you might as well drive over here. We head over there and they weren't lying. There were only like maybe like 30 people at the time when we got there.
Not bad.
So we were there for like, it was a good 3 hours though. We had to wait a while. And I mean, she was really nice. Out of everybody, she was the only one that actually asked any questions
Mm-hmm.
because the other two, Bailey and Sasha Banks, like it was basically okay. They're whoever is like dealing for them as far as like managing, I guess the photo session.
Yeah.
You would walk up to the you would walk up to the rail and they would tell you stand right here by the line while the person in front of you is doing what they're doing with the superstar, and then they ask you what is she signing for you. You tell them, they take your item, they give it to the superstar, and then they tell you, okay, walk up there now, and you don't really get to say much to them. It's basically, hey, I can't believe it, I'm finally seeing you. Then they tell you, okay, turn around, pose, and you're out.
That's it. It's very like quick, right?
It's
It's like, all
very,
right, come here, do your thing. All right, next person, come here, do your thing, sign, picture. Next person, let me sign, take picture. Kind of like.
it was very, very factory like.
Yeah.
And with Charlotte, it didn't feel that way, and I think it's because as soon as you walk up to Charlotte, she would greet you. She would say, "How are you doing? How do you like it so far?" She would ask you questions. I mean, she was even doing Snapchats with some of the fans, dude.
That's awesome, man. I saw a video of her, meet and greet. Do you know those VIP things they do like before like a Raw or before a house show?
Yeah.
So I saw a video. I guess like their parents took their daughter or their son. I can't even remember, but they took their kid, and to meet Charlotte, and then she was like really really nice, and like you said, like she like, oh, how do you like it so far, and like, oh, who's your favorite wrestler, blah blah blah, and like just talking to them, and that felt really cool. As great of a heel she is, like on TV, like she's like really really nice outside of the ring, and that's what's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, she was completely out of character at Toys R Us, you know.
Definitely.
And I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't put it on Bailey and I wouldn't put it on Sasha because I think it's just. I mean, honestly, like I lost a lot of respect for WWE over the weekend.
Mm.
Partially because, like, even when you get the general admission autographs, like for them to just give you a blank piece of paper signed, like I thought that was dumb. You know, considering the amount of money you pay just to get in,
Yeah.
you know, it should be able to provide one portrait to each fan. Like, I mean, everybody else seems to do it. They do it at AVN. They do it at when you went to the Ring of Honor
Yeah, a
last
Ring of
year,
Honor. Like
right?
it comes with a picture, and you know the 8x10, and then it comes with that a photo, and then with the picture with the superstar. So it's really
Yeah,
they should do that.
you get your money's worth. It's like over here you're paying probably three times the amount that you would pay for Ring of Honor. You're paying more than what you would pay at AVN, and it's like you can't even give me a portrait. Like I have to bring an item still, and they sign a white piece of paper. Like, what is that?
Yeah, it's just a piece of paper that's signed. It's just nothing, no picture, nothing. How you can't really show that off, really, you know?
You know, so that to me was kind of lame. Um, Actually, the other guys that were actually pretty cool were Tyler Breeze and Fandango.
I'm glad.
They were pretty cool. You know, I we go up to them and I tell Tyler Breeze, hey, would you mind signing my piece of paper as Breezy Bella? And he's like, oh man, you're the first person to request that today. And we were pretty much the last people there because it was already going to be 10 o'clock.
Okay. Is that when
So
they close? 10 o'clock?
yeah, so it was already
Okay.
like it was like 9:50 at this point. So I was like, I'm probably the only one that's gonna be asking for this, you know.
Yeah.
And then I told them before leaving, I was like, I hope you guys get a push, you know, because you guys are pretty cool. And then Fandango was like, I hope so too. I need to make some more money.
You
And then they were,
guys got a title push.
and then they were flirting with the what do you call it, the workers that sell snacks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there were like some Latina ladies. They're probably like Cuban or Puerto Rican, but because the ladies kept looking their way because it was already kind of dead, you know.
Yeah.
They kept looking their way, and then Tyler Breeze is like, "Hey, look at the snack ladies. I think they want us." And then and then Fandango started doing like a little dance. You know, they were cool. Like they were fun. They were talking smack. They were talking smack to the people on the other lines, cause there was this fan on I think it was Eric Bischoff's line.
Oh, wow.
No, no, no. It was Jim Cornette, but Bischoff was there too. Jim Cornette's line, and the guy was just talking smack. He was yelling across the room over at Tyler Breeze and Fandango, and I guess Tyler and Fandango got tired of it, so they got up and they started yelling back. Are you still in line? Cause you've been yelling for the past hour. Like, just get your autograph and go. You know, like they were like, don't be mad that you're still waiting for Cornette. So they were pretty active with the fans, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole experience itself, as far as you know, access. If you're not doing any of the fun stuff, like if you're not jumping into the foam pit, or cutting a promo, or doing an entrance, or the Undertaker's casket and all that stuff, you're basically just gonna be there, sitting there for at least an hour and a half minimum, just to get a signature on a white piece of paper. And you're gonna get a picture. You're gonna get a picture with the superstar, but I mean, if you're trying to get an autograph, like you better be ready and you better have your own portraits
Man.
because you're gonna come home with just white pieces of paper that are signed, and you can't even tell who signed them because a lot of the signatures are not like real clear, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if you got a bunch of them, you're gonna be like, who was this?
Who's this? Who's this? Like, just try to make it out.
Yeah, but I mean, it was fun. WrestleMania felt more like it was all hype and no substance.
Hmm.
And I say that because I mean, a lot of the matches were, you know, it just felt like there was only I only felt like there were like three matches that actually felt like I was watching wrestling going on,
What matches were they?
and that was AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon.
That was really good.
Um, it was also the Hardy Boys in the ladder match.
Hmm.
You know, especially when Jeff flew off the ladder and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad you got to see that live. I saw it live at SummerSlam against CM Punk, and it was just like amazing to see. Just this giant ladder, Jeff Hardy on top of it, and
It's,
just doing the Swanton Bomb. And then you can't really at at this point you can't really see the table or CM Punk, right? So when you're live, like, did he miss or did he get him? Did he miss or did he get him?
yeah,
But just seeing it was like amazing.
that's what I did notice too. That I mean, you just see the man on top of the ladder, and you're like, whoa,
Yeah,
and then he throws himself, and you don't know if he actually hit him. You know
yeah, or you moved away or nothing. Yeah, but
that one, and surprisingly enough, I'm not gonna say it was actual wrestling, but like it actually felt authentic that I wanted to watch it, and I was enjoying every second of it. Was Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg, where I guess I was just happy to see Goldberg take all those suplexes.
yeah, did it feel like a big fight? Feel like if it was an actual fight
Yeah,
for you?
it felt like a boxing fight.
Yeah.
You know, like the fans were booing Goldberg, and I think they turned off the microphones on TV.
Oh, okay. No, I did hear boos on TV. I know at WrestleMania they kind of like shut off mics for like a lot of chants or whatever. But on TV watching it, you definitely hear the boos for Goldberg, especially when they're introducing him and
Oh,
when they're in the ring. I really definitely heard it.
yeah, it did happen because while I was there, like as soon as Goldberg came out, like the whole building started booing,
Oh wow.
and I'm like, why all of a sudden the boos are lower? And it was obvious that they were turning off the mics. I guess they didn't like the reaction, you know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
WWE didn't want to have that on TV. And there was a lot of funny things that were happening, like during the women's match with the Raw.
Mhm.
At one point, the entire crowd was chanting, "We can't see, we can't see," and it was because WWE had their lights way too bright that it was hurting your eyes.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Yeah, like it was hurting your eyes. Like you couldn't see anything. It was to the point that my camera couldn't couldn't focus.
Wow. What match was this for again?
This is for the Raw women's match.
Oh man.
And halfway through the middle of the match, the crowd goes nuts and they start cheering. But they were not cheering for the fight. They were cheering because they finally decided to turn off the lights.
Jeez.
Like, and it was sad because a lot of people were also starting to cheer intermission, intermission, and it was like they took it as basically this is the time that you get up and go to the restroom or go get a burger.
Wow.
You know, like the
And
guy,
here.
yeah, like the guys next to us, they were from the south,
Mhm.
and I was like, who do you guys think is gonna win this match? And they're like, we don't care. Like, who cares about women wrestling? Like, they were
Damn.
like, this is
Like true Southerners.
yeah, they were like, this is the time that we go get beers. Like, screw this match. You know, and a lot of people had that. Like, as soon as the Bailey music dropped,
Yeah.
like considering that we were not on the nosebleeds, but we were like on the second level of the nosebleeds, so
Mhm.
you get to see everything that's going on below you. You know,
Yeah.
so the people that had the floor seats, like as soon as Bailey's music dropped, there was a flock of people that were just getting up and leaving.
Holy crap.
It was like it felt like people definitely did not want to see this. I don't know if it was because it was in Florida, and I mean football is king in Florida, you know.
Yeah.
And obviously there's a lot of like, the attitudes over there are probably different than the attitudes in California or other places, New York.
Mhm.
So but a lot of people there, like when I would talk to them, they would be like, "Who cares about that match? I don't care about that." Like I didn't come to see women wrestle. It was like old school, like to the point that my girl was getting kind of bugged. She's like, "Why are these people talking like this?" You know,
Yeah.
like she's like, "These people are like legit, like basically just bashing on women." And a lot of them also, you have the drunks, that were saying derogatory things about the matches, like with the women in them.
Yeah.
Like some guy was like, "I want to see bra and panties."
I
He's like, "I don't want to see this."
want to see actually. I don't want to see them actually try to wrestle.
Yeah, so I mean that kind of killed it, and then obviously the lighting kind of killed it. The match itself to me was weak, and then Bailey winning on the I guess the Randy Savage elbow drop.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. I kind of felt like I foreshadowed that when I went to the foam pit.
She saw you. She's like, hey, I should probably
I
do
mean,
that.
that's what I did. She even did the same angle.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's funny. But and then like you said, like when we were texting, during the what was it, the SmackDown women's match.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just sad. Like if it was already a predictable result anyway, like why would you put it in between the
It was,
two main
yeah, it was
events?
like second to last match, right?
Yeah, it was like the burger patty in between Lesnar and
Yeah.
Goldberg and Undertaker and Roman Reigns. Like it's
And
like
I
sandwiched.
and I thought it was really gonna be special. Like this, it went from the pre-show to you could pretty much it's not gonna technically like the co-main event. It's the second to last match, and I thought it was gonna be really special. I don't know, probably they had something up their sleeves to have it that high to. And then it was just like they went in there, did what they had to do for like 5 6 minutes, and then it was done. And then off to Undertaker, man, and off to Undertaker and Roman they went. And it was just like, okay, like you could have if that was gonna happen, why didn't you that could have been a pre-show, definitely a pre-show. But like to the respect of the woman and the backlash they got for being the pre-show, it could have been the second match or whatever. But if they're just gonna do that, that's why I just thought it was like really weird. I mean, respect to them for bumping it up so high, but like it just didn't deliver at all.
Honestly, I don't even think they bumped it up high. I think what it was they wanted to, and it's sad, and it goes against everything that people have been talking about as far as the Divas Revolution or whatever you want to call it. But to me, it felt like, okay, here's a bathroom break before the big one.
You
That's how I took it, because you just gave me Lesnar and Goldberg, and I was hyped for that. And then me personally, like, even though I'm a fan of Alexa Bliss, and even like maybe now Carmella's starting to grow on me, like
hmm
even with all that, like even though I was looking forward to that match, like my emotions were already too high for me to like be like all in on this match.
Yeah, I that definitely makes sense.
You get it?
What
So
you're saying?
so
Yeah.
it felt like it was like, okay guys, we just gave you what you guys came to see. Here's a little break for your beer. Go to the restroom because we're gonna get ready for the big one. And
hmm
and honestly, that was the reaction that was going on in the crowd. People were like, "All right, this is definitely break time because Undertaker's coming out pretty soon." And it was like, to me, it wasn't even respectful that they put it second to last. I thought it was disrespectful. I thought it was more like, okay, for sure, people already saw what they wanted to see, so definitely gonna take a break now, and then everybody's gonna be all in on the Undertaker match
When they get back.
when they get back. So if I were the women, I wouldn't feel like, oh wow, we made it second to last. I would feel like, wow, we got sandwiched
hmm Between two great matches.
between whether they were great or not, between two matches that people were actually looking
Or two,
forward.
yeah, two marquee matches.
Yeah,
Because those are the top, you
yeah,
know.
the matches that people wanted to see. So for me, it felt like they slotted it in there just to get people like, cause people get tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's a
and it's
long,
such a long show.
yeah, it's a long show that they need breaks. What better way to give people a break than putting something that people are not going to be interested in? So imagine this. Imagine you put Lesnar and Goldberg, and it's already 12 in the morning, and then Undertaker and Reigns are next. How are they going to take a break?
It's going to be interesting seeing this going forward, whether they do it for SummerSlam or whether they do it next WrestleMania. So next WrestleMania, it's definitely, keep an eye out for that. Like, let's see if they do it, if this is something they're going to continue to do. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, if they do this again, like where they just put like a women's match or some random match. Um,
Sandwiched in
I
between the great events.
I think they kind of did that last year with because Andre the Giant Battle Royal was kind of up there. That went on, that was pretty up there. So that could have been the match. That would have been the match they probably wanted to do it on, just give people a break. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see going forward, like what match gets sandwiched in between the marquee matches.
Because honestly, to me, that's how it feels. Like that's what you do when you know it's a long show and you know people need a break. You got to give them something that they're not gonna sit there for, you know.
Hmm.
And look at the match. The match itself was a joke. Everybody there was already saying, "Okay, Naomi's gonna win. Let's get out of here." You know, like why would they think any different? Especially when
Yeah,
no one else came in. You know,
nobody.
if somebody else comes in, then you might be like, "Oh, wow." You know, like it was so random, dude. Because the Lesnar Goldberg match ended right,
Hmm.
and usually what they were doing when a match would end, they would cut the promo on the big screen, so
Hmm.
so you could see what the people at home were watching, right?
Hmm.
This was so weird. So I would always be ready with my camera. Like I was recording a lot of the entrances with the camera, and I already knew who's gonna come in based on the images on the screen because they would show like Shane versus AJ. They would show the history between them, and then they would come
Yeah.
out. You know. Well,
Hmm.
Lesnar Goldberg ends. They don't even show that for the women, and all of a sudden the Alexa Bliss music drops to the point that I couldn't even capture that fully.
You're just like, holy crap, where's my camera? Where's my camera? They just had you like scrambling because they didn't let you know ahead of time.
Yeah, all the other matches were like prepared for. Like I was like, okay, do I want to record this match or no? And this one, it was like, okay, let's just throw it in there now.
Yeah. No, no build up, no like, no video, little package or whatever. They just throw them out there.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, Goldberg Lesnar's over. They dim the lights like they always do, for the
Hmm.
for the TV, whatever. Especially because the wrestlers were not walking up on the ramp; they were like going through the side
Okay, yeah,
because it was too long of a ramp.
yeah, way too long.
Yeah, so it was like the lights would go down, and then they would put a video of the next match, and then the lights would come back up, and then the person would come out. Well, and the Lesnar Goldberg, the lights went down, and then all of a sudden the Alexa Bliss music is playing. And I'm like, what? It was
What the hell?
like, is this for real? And I'm sure I captured her as she's walking halfway down, but I mean, I was able to react naturally to the music because I was like, oh, like
Yeah,
Alexa.
you didn't expect it.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. Unlike the other ones where I already knew, okay, Bailey's coming out right now. It's a little different. It was better in that sense that I didn't expect the music to drop just like that out of nowhere. But it sucked that there was no build up. It was like, okay, who cares? Let's just get them out there and let's go on with the show.
That's crazy.
Like that's how I took it personally.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like I said, they didn't care. They were like, okay, who cares? Let's get out of here for sure. So, and then the funniest part of the whole show though was when when the Undertaker lost.
Hmm.
Obviously, everybody started booing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they showed it on TV, but when he lost, he put his hat down, he put his gloves down, and he started walking back towards the ramp. And I guess I don't know if it was during his entrance or after when he was leaving, but you know how they set fire to the stage?
Yeah.
Did they set it again when he was leaving?
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to that. I don't know if they didn't show it or I just didn't see it myself. I wasn't paying attention at the time, but like I mean I did see the him do the whole thing. But I don't remember seeing that.
They probably didn't show it because a real fire burnt. A real fire started, dude.
That's I heard this. I don't know if it was Happy that told me or someone. He said like, and then he started saying something about a fire in a ring, and then I'm just like, oh, it's starting to look like an Inferno match.
No, I didn't see fire in the ring, but I did see fire. Like some guy was like, "Holy shit, that's a real fire over there!" And then you see a bunch of black smoke everywhere, and then they came out running with the fire extinguishers
So where was the fire? Where did it happen?
by the entrance.
Okay.
It was by the entrance on the right side when you're staring at the TV. So it was like when we're sitting down on the right side. So as he comes out, it would be to his left, you know.
Okay.
But he wasn't there. He wasn't there. So I'm assuming it was when he lost. Like they tried to set the entrance part on fire again, and it didn't work. So maybe that's why they never showed it.
Ah.
But there was a cloud of black smoke, and then you see a bunch of guys running out with fire extinguishers, and everybody's like, "Holy shit, there's a fire!" And it was like it was just all bad. And then when Taker was fighting Reigns, I don't know. Did you catch the botch with Taker?
What botch was it?
He had a lot of them, huh? What
Yeah, it was just very. It wasn't a smooth match, man.
the one where I guess Roman Reigns is trying to pick him up.
Oh yeah, yes. I do remember that. Was it for like a tombstone or something? I guess he
Yeah, yeah,
tried doing it. So yeah, and he tried picking him up, couldn't. Tried picking him again, couldn't, and then just gave up.
yeah. The guy behind us was so pissed. He's like, "You kidding me? A botch? You kidding me? This match?" And like he wouldn't let it go. Like he was just like legit pissed. People started crying. People started crying when he lost, dude.
Really?
People in our section started crying.
Wow.
Some people were obviously most people were pissed. Like most people were talking about how if Roman Reigns wins tonight, like I'm just gonna like I don't know if I'll ever watch this ever again. Like a lot of people were afraid that that was gonna happen. And my
And it
girl
happened.
and it happened. My girl's like, "How do you feel about this?" I was like, "I don't know. Like I don't know if I mean I don't really care for this retirement. You know, like he shouldn't be out there in the first place anymore. You know."
Yeah.
To me, there was no emotion. I mean, I love the Undertaker. I grew up with the Undertaker, but it just felt like we've seen this so many times before.
The thing with me is it didn't feel big. Like it didn't feel like a retirement. Like I mean, there was like because usually for the most part, people build it up. Like for I guess you kind of know it's their last match. But for the Undertaker, it was always like it may be, it may be, and then he loses, and then they're saying, "Oh, it's his last match" or whatever. And like, oh, okay, I guess. But it just didn't, it just didn't impact me at all.
Yeah, it was just like okay, he's walking off again. I mean, I felt like I was watching what he did when he lost to Lesnar,
Yeah, like you said, he does do this like almost every match.
where he just walks off slowly, stares at the crowd, and everybody's saying "Thank you, Taker." Like
Yeah.
it's like I've seen this so many times. Like it has no effect.
Yeah, so it didn't feel any special. Like for me, I mean, I was just like, whatever, man.
I
I
was
just didn't feel. I don't feel anything. I mean, I didn't. I'm like, I'm not. I wasn't like, oh, dude, I'm gonna miss them. Like, oh, this is so sad. Like, oh, I'm crying because this is the last match. Like, I just didn't. I wasn't really, like at least give me time. Not even that. It's just like I didn't even know it was his last match. Like at least if I knew this was his last match, then I would have been like, oh shit. I would have been like my mind would have been like reacted a different way. Like, dude, like this is actually happening. This is actually his last match. But for it to just happen just out of nowhere, it's like you
for
know,
for me it was like this was it. You know, like this is the way you're gonna go out, losing to the guy that everybody hates
yeah, in a bad match. It's just like
in a bad
that's
match.
what. Yeah, it was a bad match, and it's just it just didn't feel anything.
No, in a botchamania.
In a Botchmania,
So
Botchmania, WrestleMania.
I mean, after taking it all in and getting there and struggling to park and all that stuff and flying over there, and seeing the environment. You know how we always had this debate, like, would you rather go to WrestleMania or would you rather go to the Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to the Super Bowl,
But
but
you'd rather go to the Super Bowl.
I would much rather go to the Super Bowl.
Oh man.
Like 100%. Like I don't care if the game's a blowout. I don't care if it's 40-0. But I just feel like WrestleMania, the environment, the big party is great, you know.
Yeah.
But the wrestling felt no different than when we went to Money in the Bank or when we attend the Raw. The only real difference is the environment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's really the only difference because once you're in your seat and you can see the ring, you couldn't like in the videos that we posted up, you couldn't really see much, but when you're there, the ring was actually closer than how it looks on the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
It
It
always
always does.
it always does,
Yeah.
So we were able to see a lot of the stuff. Like we saw AJ Styles, when he got hit with the trash can and all that. You get to see everything, but I told her like once we left, I concluded that a lot of it, a lot of it has to do with camera and commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything is always bigger when there's a camera in front of it. Like I'm sure the Naomi moment probably felt bigger on TV than it did right there. All I saw was a person dancing. You know, I didn't get to hear somebody say, "And she did it in her hometown."
Yeah.
And then the camera zooming into her face with the big smile. Like for me, I'm just seeing like a little person dancing around.
That's it. That's all you see with no, you can't hear the commentary or anything, so you just
You don't see the
see that.
you don't see the pyros behind her. You can see the pyros live, but I think it's like anything. Like if you capture anything with the right angle and you add the right words or the music,
Yeah,
it's bigger than what it really is. You know,
definitely. Uh-huh.
it's a production. That's all it is. And I think when I think about a Super Bowl, you can't produce a Super Bowl. Like it's it's real.
It's
You,
real, yeah.
a Game 7 of a World Series or Game 7 of the NBA Finals, like it's real. You can't produce it. Sometimes you don't even need the commentary. I'm sure if we had been there for the Super Bowl with the Patriots and the Falcons, you don't need the commentary. You're seeing the comeback happen. You're seeing the drama
Yeah.
develop right before your
Just
eyes.
just just the game just speaks for itself and everything.
And over here, I felt like I needed the extra things that you don't get when you're actually there live. You know,
Hmm.
the most fun was the environment. The people just acting like it's a giant party,
Yeah, yeah,
and
I can imagine.
talking to people from different parts of the world, and everybody's talking about WrestleMania. Like that to me, that was actually the most fun. Like being in line, talking to random strangers that are from different countries or different parts of the USA, and giving you their opinion, what they want to see. To me, that was more fun than the actual like show.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I guess it's because it's like a bonding type of moment that you don't really get every day with wrestling fans.
Yeah, exactly. That's why with the whole WrestleMania, I rather just wait till it comes to LA. Um, well, the whole Axis thing, I don't even know if I want to do that. But when it comes to independent shows, that's gonna be really cool. I'd probably my thing is I'll probably like a day, 2 days before, 3 days before, I'll probably hit up some independent shows, do the Mania thing, and then that's pretty much it. Signings, I'm not sure about the signings if they do that shit like in random stores, maybe, but that's pretty much at the moment what would be my plan. And then the fact that it's here.
Yeah.
So it's more comfortable. Like even I'm sure if when Mania hits Vegas, it's gonna be a lot better. And the thing is, you already know what to expect.
I mean, and there was a lot of things that kind of like when you think about it, like the whole Bailey fiasco at the Orlando Eye, like
Yeah.
that sucked. And I kind of felt like I was in the right because I felt like, well, if I show up at 3, if I show up at 3:30, if I paid for something, I should expect it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I didn't care about going over to Charlotte at cricket, even though I already had seen her, because for me it was like, well, it's not like I'm showing up for free. Like I paid,
You pay.
so I felt like no matter what time I show up, as long as I'm on time, I'm entitled to get what I paid for.
Mm-hmm.
And now I learned that just because you pay, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna fit you in. Like maybe they oversell, you know?
Yeah. I feel like they definitely. It's because there was like what from the video I saw. There was like a big crowd that didn't get to meet her.
Oh, it was a giant crowd, and the worst part was that it was their fault because it wasn't even people taking pictures with their own camera. They had a photographer, and I guess they weren't fast enough.
Jeez.
Because with Charlotte, you had to take your own pictures.
Yeah.
You know, nobody was taking them for you. Unless you didn't have a partner or a friend, then you would hand it over to one of the Toys R Us workers, and they would take the picture for you. But beside that, like I felt like they had a more controlled environment. And the worst part about the Orlando Eye was that they had cut the line already. They had said, okay, everybody here, I'm sorry, you guys are not going to be able to make it, so we suggest you go home and save yourselves, an hour or two of being in line. And it's like you make that line, and then you still get cut again. And this is and,
Jeez.
and this is after they already checked your tickets. You know, it was really disappointing because not only are you messing with people's like money, because I didn't even get my money back till yesterday,
Shit.
but you're also just wasting people's time.
Definitely. Definitely wasting time and money, man. Not good.
It's the worst combination because your money you can get it back, but your time you don't get it back.
No.
Once you lose it,
That's it.
it's gone. You know.
Yeah.
So that was disappointing. But like, if I were to give you advice as far as like, if you go to SummerSlam and they're doing like store signings, I mean, from what I saw and from what I heard, I was asking people that actually got to go see Becky Lynch,
Okay.
and they told me that they were there for 4 hours waiting. So basically, she was gonna sign at 1, and they were showing up at 9 so they could make it.
Oh shit.
And I mean, with Charlotte, that's how long it took me. Like, we waited for 3 hours, and we were able to make the cut. But it seems like the average wait time for those free signings is at least 3 to 4 hours.
That's a chunk of time right there too, man. Especially and if you can't see them, then you just definitely wasted like a big part of your day right there.
Like, for example, like on the day that we went to go see Bailey, if I knew that that was gonna happen, I would have just gone to the Tampa Bay Stadium to the to
About that tour.
to take the Buccaneers tour because, and that's the only reason I didn't do it because the tour was at 2:30, and I was like, well, the Bailey thing is at 1 through 4, so there's no way I'm gonna be able to go to drive to
Yeah.
Tampa and come back.
Mhm.
So when we get there at 1:45 and then we get cut off at 4, I'm like, wow, like I could have been on the Buccaneer field, you know,
Instead, you're just there waiting in line just to get cut off
to get cut off. So I mean
for
that
signing that you paid for.
exactly. So a lot of respect lost for WWE and the way they conduct business. I mean, you can't provide portraits. You don't control your lines. And then the other thing about Axe is if you get in line for a person, right?
Yeah.
Let's say Finn Balor is there. That's why I didn't go to Finn Balor. That's why I didn't even attempt it. Let's say you go at 8 o'clock in the morning when Access opens, and you go to the Finn Balor line. Well, guess what? Finn Balor's gonna leave at 10, and if you didn't make it, you're gonna get the autograph of the next person, and you're stuck in that line.
It's just the worst.
Either that, or you leave the line and you just wasted 2 hours of your time. And we had a guy that was in front of us, and we were waiting for a mystery person to come out, right?
Yeah.
And the only reason we went to that line was because it looked kind of short, and we were like, well, might as well go to this one because we don't want to waste time. So he's right there telling us, talking about who he met already, and we're asking him, who are you hoping to meet now, since you don't know who's coming out? He's like, I'm hoping it's Lillian Garcia or Renee Young, because I've already met a lot of the people here. And he's like, I saw Dana Brooke this morning, and who comes out? Dana Brooke. So,
Dana Brooke.
so he was waiting there for like 45 minutes for nothing. He leaves the line. So everything is unannounced. They tell you on the app, okay, at this time from 8 to 12, these people are going to be there. But that's actually a lie, because what they do is those people that they say that are going to be there,
Mm-hmm.
they're only there for 2 hours. And then they have a bunch of people that are never announced that show up for the next 2 hours.
Wow.
So when you buy a ticket, remember when we went over the names and I was like, wow, look who American Alpha is going to be there this day or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So they give you 8 people, but what they don't tell you is that they're there for 8 hours, and then the next 2 hours is going to be 8 different people, and it usually turns out to be people that nobody wants to see, but you're pretty much stuck in that line already. So if you did it, it's like the Shining Stars.
Yeah. So
They,
it's just a trap.
they were never announced. What's her name? Terry Reynolds. What's her name?
Yeah, yeah. Terry Reynolds.
She was never announced.
Oh, damn, she was there. I
She,
mean, she did a signing.
she did a sign in at Access, and if you were waiting for somebody else and they left, and that's who you're stuck with.
That just sucks. It's just like the people they throw out there.
No, the worst part is that they throw them, and you're not even aware of the possibility that it might be them. Like Titus O'Neil was thrown in there as well. You know,
But this, I don't know. I don't know how this could benefit anyone. Like to do this.
here's the best part. They announced that Sting was gonna be their signing, right?
Hmm.
But he's not even signing. The only thing that he did was come out and talk.
That's it.
Yeah, like they make it seem like they do. What they do is they give you the list and they say these people are gonna be here for pictures and signatures, but it's not true. Like it's a lie, because some of the people that are on the list are there, but they're not there to sign or take pictures. They're just there to talk.
Jeez.
So when I looked at my card and I was like, okay, I got Bailey today VIP, and let me see who else I can get. I had Nia Jax, I had Sting, and somebody else that I actually wanted to get an autograph by. And then I get there, and Nia Jax is not signing. She's only taking a picture. Sting is not even taking a picture or signing. And then the other person, the line, Sami Zayn, since everybody else is not signing, his line is freaking insane that it comes out. Like, it basically, you know how they have little rows that you make line on?
Yeah.
Kind of like when you go on a Disneyland ride.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, his line was so big that it flooded the whole entire section, and then you had to wait in line where people walk
Damn.
because nobody else was signing, or if anybody was signing, it was people that nobody wanted to even make line for,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I still think that you should do Access if you ever get the chance. I say you do it at least once, just because they do have a lot of cool things to do if you actually want to do stuff. But if you're going in there like I was, with the mindset that you might be able to get a lot of autographs, you know, I mean, you can forget about that. You're probably gonna walk away with, at best, if you don't have a VIP ticket, you're gonna walk away with 2 autographs, and you're not gonna be able to do anything at Access.
Shit.
You're not even gonna be able to walk the exhibits unless you walk the exhibits first, and then you tell yourself, okay, I'll go get a couple autographs, and you
So
make
you'll have you won't be able to do crap at Access, but you'll have like a fucking Titus O'Neil and Terry Reynolds autograph though.
exactly, and that's what you paid $55 to get in for.
That's crazy. This is. I feel like this is opening a box of cards.
This is probably even worse. I mean, I regretted not buying the Undisputed box. Remember, I told you it's either an
This Access that feels like me buying Divas Revolution and getting those shitty cards. That's what Access feels like to me.
Access is only good when you got a VIP ticket. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Why? Because when you have a VIP ticket, what I did was I told the worker that was managing Sasha's line. I asked her. I was like, okay, I know Sasha's leaving at 8. At what time the latest can I come back here to get my guaranteed autograph? She's like, well, you better not be showing up at 7:50 because she's not gonna sign anything for you. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, if it's all the way to 8, I should still be guaranteed, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I don't recommend it. Why don't you show up at 7:30? So what I did was like, all right, from 6 to 7:30, I'm just gonna mess around and do everything else, and then I'll just get over there and get my stuff because I'm not. A lot of people, what they do is they run to their VIP, and they're just wasting their time right there
Mhm.
because everybody's running to that area anyway.
Yeah.
Like even with Bailey, I waited to be. I wanted to be the last person. I waited to be like. I think I was like 10th to last, and it was intentional because I was like, I'd rather have fun and then I'll go meet Bailey.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't pay so I could give Bailey my entire 2 hours. You know, if people want to wait with their kids, go ahead. Like I'd rather just go mess around, cut promos, do what I have to do, and then right before she leaves, I'm gonna go get my picture and my autograph. Or else, why are you spending that kind of money?
Yeah. Makes sense.
You know,
Out.
like that's what I would like. If you ever do that, do it like that. If there's somebody that you want to pay to go see, get your ticket and make sure you're gonna see them. Don't worry about all the other stupid lines, and then have your fun, and then go get your autograph.
That's it.
You know, and don't waste your time on other lines because unless it's like somebody that's free that you really want to see, then go ahead and do it.
But I don't even feel like it'll be guaranteed.
But the only way you're guaranteed, if it's guaranteed, is if you are the person that if let's say Balor comes out, let's say the session is from 8 to 12, right?
Yeah.
And Balor is signing at 10, then that's probably your best bet as far as unless he just leaves you hanging at 12 and leaves and they shut down the entire place. You know,
Yeah.
your best bet is to okay if Balor is not out there at 8 o'clock and he starts walking out at 10, make a line at 10 so that at least you know that no one else is gonna come in. You know,
Yeah.
that's the only way because if you're the first people, no, if you're those people that make a line and you're stuck in a giant line at 8 in the morning and it's time for them to switch the person at 10, then you're screwed. But there is another cool thing though to access. Like we were able to find the exit and the entrance for the wrestlers.
Oh, okay.
So when Sasha was leaving, I knew where to stand so I can film her as she left. And basically I was like, okay, so she left through here. I'm gonna wait here like 15 more minutes, see if somebody comes out. And sure enough, everybody was coming out from there with security. And that's how I was able to get a selfie with Mojo Rawley.
Oh, okay.
And then she was able to get a selfie with one of the Usos.
Oh, damn.
So it's not guaranteed that they're gonna post with you, you know, but
Yeah.
at least you have a shot, you know, and you don't have to worry about I had to make a stupid ass line because you're doing it as soon as they come out, you know, or as soon as they're leaving. Like the Bailey video where I'm standing like literally as she's walking in, I already knew she was gonna walk in because I had her schedule,
Okay.
and I already knew where they were gonna walk in from, so I was able to just basically be up front, and then everybody starts running, and it's too late already. You know, so if you give yourself like 10 minutes before they're supposed to arrive, you stand by the spot where security blocks you off, because they rope you out. You know,
Yeah.
they use a rope to block everybody. So I was like, I already know that this is where they put the rope, so I'm just gonna stand in this position. So when they rope us out, I'm basically the person right in front, right next to the rope, and
Yeah.
I'll be able to capture whatever I want. But I was only able to learn that after Sasha left, so I wasn't able to fully take advantage of it. You know,
Yeah.
or else it probably would have been sicker. But if you can find that spot, like if you attend access, then you can probably capture a lot of cool moments without even having to worry about making lines.
Sure. That's a little freebie right there.
Yep.
Without, yeah, like you said, waiting in line.
Without waiting on all those long lines.
Damn. So that was pretty much a WrestleMania weekend for you.
Yeah, it was pretty much hectic stuff. The best part of the trip was the boat ride at the lake.
Highlight.
That was the highlight, and then getting the AJ Styles figures.
Dude, that's dope. Was that a Access exclusive or what is that exclusive to?
Yeah, just it was only for access.
That's cool, man. I'm glad they chose that AJ Styles figure.
I mean, when you look at the figure, you know how when you flip it to the back,
Yeah.
you know how usually it has the entire series.
Yeah.
This one doesn't have a series. It just has AJ Styles with a fake autograph.
That's crazy, dude.
So you know it's exclusive because it's not part of a series.
Yeah. So you're just like, oh, what is this? Very elusive.
And it was cool because when I was ready to buy it, they didn't have any. I asked one of the workers, and she's like, "I think it's sold out already." And then some other girl, she was like, "I'm looking for the same figure," but she just wanted to buy it for like a kid or something.
Yeah.
So then I told her, I was like, "Well, if you're gonna buy it for a kid, like I wouldn't even give it to him. Just keep it sealed because it's an exclusive." And then the worker comes out and he's like, uh, "We actually sold out, but I think I have one." So then the lady's like, "You know what? Like, it sounds like you really know about this figure. So if he does have one, I'm just gonna let you take it. I won't even buy it for my kid." So that was pretty cool.
Damn. You
Uh,
know what's up, man?
But in the end, they had a little box full of them, so that worked out in the end.
Amazing.
So how did you feel about WrestleMania?
Amazing. I really enjoyed three matches. Everything. It was. I think it was better than last year because last year I just was sick of it, tired of it, didn't want to watch it anymore. I felt deflated. But this year it was for the most part. I saw it with my friend and my brother. It was definitely better than last year. I enjoyed it, but I really enjoyed three matches. One of the matches was the very first match, Aries and Neville. I really liked that. The other one being Shane and AJ. That was much better than I thought. And then the third one being the tag team title match, and then just seeing the Hardys come out, that was like really, really special. So, but the rest was good. But those three moments, matches, really, I enjoyed the most.
How did you expect the Hardys to come out? Was that an expectation?
Um,
Or
yes, but not like that. Not at that time.
so what do you mean? You thought they were just gonna come back later eventually?
I thought they were gonna. If, they like I knew there was a chance of them coming back to Mania, but I don't know how. I don't know. I probably thought that whoever, just say that the tag team match happened and the team, whatever team won, the Hardys would come out and like either challenge them or just attack them or whatever. But I didn't expect them to be in a match.
Oh, okay. Well,
And then I got really annoyed when the New Day came out. Like, oh, we have added another team, and they're dressed, ready to go. Like, oh, this is gonna suck. But that quickly turned around when the Hardy Boys came out. I'm like, oh shit. And then me and my friend were just looking at each other like, holy shit, like what the fuck?
so you basically had the same reaction that we had when we saw New Day come out and they announced that,
Yeah,
where it was like, "Oh no, like,
yeah.
please don't do this to us," you know?
Mhm.
But that was a great setup, though. That was a great setup.
Really great setup. I like that they came out with their gear kind of like fool us. So yeah,
It was a perfect example of how when you set the bar low,
yeah.
it always goes back to under promise and over deliver, and that's what they did right there.
Mhm.
Because I really felt like, oh man, like they put me down to such a low. I was like, not these guys.
Yeah. And then
And then the music drops,
switched it up.
and here comes Broken Matt.
Broken Man.
who
That
are
was really really cool.
who are you more excited for, Jeff Hardy or Matt Hardy?
Right now, Jeff. But once if Broken Matt Hardy is able to get his gimmick, then Broken Matt Hardy.
Do you think it's gonna happen eventually?
I hope so. I hope so. He was teasing on Twitter that it's gonna come, but I guess with all the legal stuff,
You think
yeah, because right now, he's regular Matt Hardy right now for the most. I mean, he's both. He's kind of like You know, but he needs his gimmick. He needs Broken Matt Hardy because regular Matt Hardy's not gonna survive. Jeff Hardy could, but Matt Hardy, like, he needs that. He needs that, in my opinion.
He's always needed a different character, huh?
Yeah, yeah. He needs something. That was perfect what he did with the broken character. So, um, definitely hope he could keep that.
What were your feelings on the women's matches? Both.
Um, they're okay. I didn't. The SmackDown was like didn't really like that. It was whatever. Didn't really enjoy it much. The Raw Women's that was cool. That was pretty cool. I like the. I think Charlotte did a great job. But the fact that the eliminations were just bad. I mean the power bomb and they all jumping on Nia, that was great. That was like the best elimination. The whole Sasha, like the turnbuckle was supposed to be exposed. It kind of was, but it would have been better if she took the entire turnbuckle off. So Sasha hits that, and it gets eliminated. That was bull. And then just the Macho Man elbow drop. That was cool, but it's just like it was just it wasn't great. Like no one used their finishers to eliminate anyone, so it was just definitely different. It was a weird type match.
It was weird. It was weird.
Uh, like, I don't know. Like, you do it like the elbow drop only works to me like if you really like tire out Charlotte. You really, like, do Charlotte can't even like go no more, and then she just does that. Like, I could picture that with Sasha. Like, okay, if you want to do the frog splash to win, at least like go
Wear her
make
out.
it
Wear her out.
wear her out, and then like really make it a back and forth match. Like, and then Sasha is just like tired. She's barely getting up to the top. She's barely getting up, and then the other woman's practically dead on the floor. She does it, then that's special. But just to like, oh, I'm just gonna do elbow drop, it's just it makes Charlotte look weak because Charlotte's much better than that. It takes a lot more to take Charlotte out. So for fucking, especially in pay-per-view, so for elbow drop to take her out is just like they really want to give the Bailey her moment that bad, or like, just have her do the elbow drop and then have her beat you because of it.
I,
Let her have a little tribute to Randy Savage, but it was yeah,
I think if Bailey would have hit her with Bailey to belly
yeah.
and then do the drop of the elbow,
See, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. She could have done that as well.
that would have been more dramatic.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna
No,
drop an
I
elbow and
feel
win, like that's stupid.
yeah, yeah. I felt this should have happened. She shouldn't the Bailey to belly. She does it, and she's about to go to the pin, but then she doesn't like, and she like kind of looks around, right? Like, oh, and then she looks at the rope, and then she goes and does it. I felt like they could have done that. She could have done that.
Yeah, that would have been more dramatic.
Yeah, just like wait, what? She's not going for the pin. What is she doing? And then she does it. Then yeah, like, okay, oh shit, she does her elbow drop.
But this seemed like a regular elbow drop.
Yeah,
Like
like
yeah, it's Randy, but still like
yeah, like I would have her like do it, surprise people that she didn't go for the pin, go up on the top rope, point to the sky, and then do it.
I mean, I don't know. To me, it was a corny match. That one and the other
Uh,
one. What was the worst match for you?
worst match. Um, I don't know. It's just
There's
they're
got
not terrible. I mean, they're just all just average. What about for you?
for me, it was one that was obvious that stood out. That was just garbage. And that was Triple H and Seth Rollins.
I did not dislike that match. I didn't hate that match. I thought it was okay. I mean, you can't really expect great matches anymore from Triple H, but I mean, I did not hate that match, but I didn't love it. But
Well, the reason I hated the match was because Seth Rollins kept faking his knee injury, and then he's flying. It's like
I think the worst match for me was Ambrose versus Corbin.
That was pre-show though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also didn't like the Cena Miz. Oh, that under delivered so bad.
Well, I had to under deliver though. The whole point of that match was to
The
create time for
stupid
the proposal though.
fucking moment.
I mean, that couldn't really be a match. I mean, it was like if you have a real match and then you do a proposal, it's gonna take way too much time off the show.
Mhm. Hey, yeah, that's why it ended so quickly. Maurice didn't even wrestle. They come, they hit their little finishers. This is stupid. I don't give a shit about the proposal. I think the
Wow.
Miz. I think the Miz is right. I think he like kind of like pressured Cena to do it. Like, oh fine, I guess I'll propose to her, blah blah.
You think he? No, I think Cena was eventually gonna do it anyway, but he had to do it in a Cena way,
Yeah.
which is flashy, you know. And I guess for him it was like, okay, I'm gonna propose to you in my terms, and it's at WrestleMania. It's like, I mean, it was cool to watch, you know, but to me
How
it was
how
like,
did you know it was gonna happen?
how did I know it was gonna happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I started to notice that I started telling her, I was like, there's way too much talk on the mockery about not being married.
Okay.
You know, like I didn't read about it. I didn't read about it, but I started telling her, I was like, it's kind of weird that these videos, you know, cutting promos with Miz and Maryse are always talking about how they're not married, how their love is so fake. I was like, this feels like a setup.
Mhm.
Like I don't think anybody would allow their personal love life to be attacked like that. You know, even if it is a
So yeah, they kind of had to do it, huh? At that point, they kind of had to do it.
no, I
Like you
think
knew it was coming. I should say.
no,
You knew it was coming.
I think that was the plan the whole time.
Mhm.
You know, I think that Cena went to WWE and said, you know what, I want to propose to Nikki at WrestleMania. How can we how can we set this up? You know,
Mhm.
and that's why Cena was not involved in the big match. That's why Cena lost the title to who did lose the title to? Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, in the elimination chamber.
Yeah, so I think that was the plan all along. Like I'm sure he already felt like, okay, I want to propose to her, but I want to do it my way. I want to do it at Mania
Mhm.
in front of everybody, you know, and make her feel real special for all the times that I make her feel like crap.
Mhm.
Cause he does make her feel like crap, you know. Like in the show, like if you watch Total Divas, like it's like Lucy says, like he treats her like a puppy sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think it was like his way of saying, you know what, all right, here it is. I'll give you what you want, but we're gonna do it my way. So for me, it was like there's way too much attack on their lack of being married or no kids. Something like that is gonna have to happen,
Yeah.
and it did. You know, and now they're selling Matt relics for $500.
It's, he's exactly, but he's at least got to give her the proposal at least, because if he's not gonna give her kids, at least to that.
Yeah, I don't think the kids happen, but I think they do get married, and I think they stay together.
Yeah. So we practically spent a whole hour on Mania.
It's time to move on.
Uh,
Time to move on to
time,
Raw and SmackDown.
so I just want to know what call up or debut you enjoyed the most.
Shinsuke.
Really?
Shinsuke Nakamura return. I mean, not returning, but getting promoted to SmackDown was so dope.
So when you saw it, you're like, oh shit,
It was,
or what?
it was because the segment on when he did it was so unexpected.
Yeah.
The only reason that I kind of expected it was when the violin guy came out.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, like a part of me still had connection. Like I was still connecting the violin to like sad music because Cena and Nikki are gone. You know, like
Oh, okay.
so I was kind of like I was still a little fooled because it didn't make sense. Like why would Nakamura come out to fake Cena and fake Nikki? You know,
Yeah.
that
I want to know. Yeah, I'm curious to know if I would have made the connection to Shinsuke right away, or if I would have been like, oh, what? But like I told you, I kind of did spoil it for myself. I from 5 till 10 Tuesdays, and from 5 to 11 Mondays, I avoid all social media. But Tuesday is just a habit to go on, and I went on, and the first thing I read was about Shinsuke's debut. I'm like, fuck.
oh
And
man.
so when I saw the violin guy, like, oh, that I already knew. So I didn't react when Shinsuke came out. Since I already knew it came out, I didn't really react to it. I was just like, oh, that's cool. But I wasn't like, holy shit, I didn't pop. You know,
But
when Finn Balor debuted, I didn't really pop
oh
because I
no,
already knew.
no.
Yeah, we can't really. The only just the revival. I fucking like yes,
So that was your pop right there.
yes. My pop was the revival. Even the Perfect 10, it was obvious. Whenever says I'm doing an open challenge, obviously the New Day did it too. But the whole Perfect 10, I think I also spoiled that one for myself. But the revival, I didn't read shit about it. It's only speculation. Like, oh, they might not. And then when the rival came out, like, oh, dude, like, fuck yes. They come, they fucking kick that pop cycle over, Dash stomps on that shit. And then just come and no flips, just fists. They just beat people's ass. And then the whole Shatter Machine. The thing with whenever I see the revival, they wrestle.
Yeah.
Whenever they do the Shatter Machine, I yell out Shatter Machine. So when I was watching Takeover, I'm like Shatter Machine, and then when I was watching Raw, I'm like Shatter Machine
So you
because Corey Graves does it all the time. So I just always do it, and it was just a fun moment. I didn't know about it; it was a surprise. I freaking popped for them, and then I like them. I hope the revival of NXT is the same revival in the main roster because I just don't want WWE to put these guys away. They're really good. I mean, and that's the only thing you could do because they don't do anything that they're just like regular old guys, 90s, 80s type wrestlers. Like you said, and they're just old school. They're old school. That's all I could say. They don't do flippy shit. Like, oh, I like the Young Bucks. They do all these flippy shits. They do all this cool stuff. That's cool. It's easy to get. It's easy to like them. They don't do that shit. So how are you gonna sell a team that doesn't really do flips? That's old school. So I hope they they don't put this tag team to waste because they're a really great tag team, and I grown to like them. I used to not like them at all. Um, in NXT they had great matches with American Alpha, and then I'm like, hey, see, it just goes to show how great American Alpha is. Then they had a great match with DIY, and like it goes to show how great DIY is. But then you kind of start thinking to yourself like, how come all these great matches, the NXT has the match of the year, and I think their match with DIY and the Revival won it. And I started to figure out. I've noticed that all these great matches involve the Revival. Like maybe it's the Revival that are great, and so I just have grown to like them, and I respect them now, and I hope they do good things in the main roster because they're really good, and I really enjoy them. So we'll see.
did you order the shirt?
I did order the shirt, so
So you're all in. You're bought in.
bought in, man. So if WWE keeps their momentum, I would definitely rock them at SummerSlam. But if they become crap, I mean, I hope they don't go as low as Vaudevillains, where they just yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I don't want them like like a breeze. I don't know. Those are just too low. I just can't see them going too low. But they do. You never know. I don't want them being like the Ascension. I don't want them being like the Vaudevillains. I don't want them, being just a tag team.
Jobbers.
Like, yeah, I want them to be great. Like, I want WWE to take this tag team seriously. Because when WWE doesn't take you seriously, you're done. This is a team that needs to be taken seriously. Like this, like use this. This is your freaking. You got a great tag team in your roster. Use them well.
I
Treat
mean,
them well.
the first time that I saw the revival was when they fought Enzo Amore and Big Cass at a. It was at a WWE pay per view, and I don't know why they were there, but they were there. Do you remember that?
What pay-per-view was it?
It had to be at least a year ago, but
Was that Takeover?
no. It was a WWE pay per view.
I don't remember that.
They had a match with them because I never watch NXT, so well at least not NXT takeovers. The only NXT takeover matches that I watched are the ones that you showed me.
Oh crap! So you didn't watch last Takeover?
No, I
Oh man.
I didn't watch it. I know the Authors of Pain won. I know that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
I was in line for Bailey while they were showing that.
Oh
So,
wow.
so they had a TV right there and I was watching it.
I'm watching that.
So I know that for some odd reason they had a match on a pay per view. It was last year and it was against Enzo and Big Cass. And that's when I remember texting you like I like this Enzo and Big Cass team. Like I feel like they're gonna have a future right away. You know. And I'm like I don't know about the other two guys. Like they look kind of boring. But they were involved in that match. And I remember seeing those dudes, and I was like, they look like they remind me of those old dudes from back then.
Yeah.
And after that, I never really paid much attention to them. You know, once in a while, I'll pop on NXT, and they'll come out and talk and all that. But when they came out the other day on Raw, and they, like you said, they beat the crap out of the ice cream cart. You know, like
Hmm.
I was like, wow, like New Day. Not that I love New Day, but I respect New Day's brand. You know,
Uh huh.
I mean, I respect the fact that they're up there as far as a brand. So for them to basically have these guys that are making their debut like kick around their stuff and punk them around, like I was like, for New Day to agree to this, or I don't know if they agreed to this or if WWE forced them to this.
Hmm.
Whatever the case may be, that tells me that WWE is gonna take them serious.
That's true. Cause think about it, like when the Perfect 10 debuted, like yeah, we're gonna put you against Curtis Hawkins, like Kurt Hawkins. Um, that pretty much anyone could do that. That's like anyone could debut against Kurt Hawkins. But when yeah, that's the jobber. That's the jobber. But when you decide to put the New Day in Kurt Hawkins' spot in that role, yeah, that is pretty special.
And I don't care how it happened, because let's say I'm the New Day and I agree to this, right?
Hmm.
Then obviously I'm showing respect to those guys.
Yeah, definitely.
And if WWE comes to me and I'm the New Day, and they tell me, "Hey, you guys are gonna get punked by this NXT tag team, and that's part of your story," then that means that creative is respecting those tag teams.
Yeah.
Because they could have just said, you know what, let's bring out the Vaudevillains, and you guys are gonna kick their ass.
You're right. Yeah, it could have been Breezango. It could have been Vaudevillains.
It could it
It
could
could have
it could
been.
have been another lane team, you know.
Yeah.
But they chose to go with their biggest brand, the hosts of WrestleMania, and basically they just had their way with them.
Yeah.
So that caught my attention. Does that make me a fan of them? No, but it definitely makes me feel like, okay, I want to see what these guys are all about, because clearly there's respect coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's creative or the New Day agreeing and saying, you know what, we're down. Like we're down to like basically job to these dudes. You know, so especially in Raw right now, where you have New Day, you have the Hardys, you have these new guys. I mean, there's a lot of tag teams. In SmackDown, you have a lot of tag teams, but a lot of them are basically like B-side tag teams.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
You know, like American Alpha is the class of the tag teams on SmackDown. And even till now, like I can't really say. I mean, I respect their wrestling skills. Like I like their moves and everything, but I can't really say that I feel like they have a lot of pop as far as the fans.
Yeah. Definitely not on the main roster as opposed to NXT. Yeah, definitely not the same.
They come out and they
Not the
do.
same buzz.
Yeah, they come out, they do their thing, they win. That's it. I mean, the only other tag team that I respect on SmackDown is the Usos.
Hmm.
You know, besides that, yeah, I like Breeze Dangle, whatever they're called. I like them, you know, but they're not doing anything special. You know, they're just gimmicks.
Yeah.
the Ascension, I thought they were gonna get some push, but they still lost to Alpha,
That's true.
and it's like it was there for you for the taking, and they couldn't win. So obviously they have no respect. So I don't know. I mean, who knows? It'll be interesting to see where they go with these guys.
Yeah, I hope they do good things with them. And I was looking up the pay per view, and it was a Roadblock, I think from last year.
And that's where it
That,
happened, huh?
that's where they had their match.
Yeah, that was my introduction to those guys. The two bald,
Yeah,
the bald guy, the Scott, what's his name? Scott Dawson.
Scott Dawson. I got a Dash Wilder autograph.
Was that a NXT box, the mini box?
Yeah,
That's pretty sick.
that's pretty sick. So yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. That's like my the one night pot for pretty much my favorite. Um,
Favorite pop on Raw though was Emma for me,
yeah, that was also great.
close enough to the Revival's entry was she came in and basically tore shit up.
Yeah,
And
making statements.
going to the announcers table and tearing papers up and disrespecting everybody, and then going over to the ring and pulling freaking Bailey's ponytail.
Right?
Like,
That was
she didn't care. It was like, okay, finally we're done with the Emelina gimmick.
Emma. Yep. Move on to serious Emma. And
So
then, so what's going on with so does this begin a feud with talking about what happened at the end of the match with Charlotte and Nia Jax? So what's going on?
what do you think is going on? Where do you think this is headed?
I think there's gonna be a double turn. Sasha takes Charlotte's spot. Charlotte takes Sasha's spot. So I think they need to create another baby face. And it seems like, I mean, because
Naya?
obviously Naya's a heel for as long as we know, as long as we could see, for the foreseeable future. Charlotte, with being attacked like that, I think she might, turn face. But the Sasha, surprised it didn't happen already, but that's gonna happen soon. So I think that's what's gonna happen.
Well, we did see a glimpse on Raw. Did you catch it?
Where she like ripped her title away.
Yeah,
I barely saw that like this morning. Someone put like, or Sasha retweeted it.
I
It was
saw
like a gif.
I saw it when it happened.
Yeah, I didn't catch that live.
I didn't rewind it, but I was like, I'm sure that's what she did because I saw Bailey's reaction to her.
Yeah, she's like, wait, what? Like, kind of like surprised. Like, what are you doing? Like,
So it's definitely gonna happen. That means to me that Superstar Shakeup will not be moving Sasha, will not be moving Nia Jax, nor Bailey, nor Charlotte because they're already starting something there with all four of those.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause I'm like, dude, like, how, if with this, if Sasha say she goes to SmackDown, like Bailey has to go with her, but I can't see that happening. Obviously, she's champion. That can't happen. And if that happens, then that match at SummerSlam ain't gonna happen. So I just don't really see that happening. And they're already technically Sasha and Bailey don't have a storyline. I mean, as far as we know, that's official, right? They could start one, but officially don't. Like Nia and Charlotte, they just started it. I mean, with the attack, so you have something there. But yeah, I also don't see them going. I think the ones for sure is like AJ Styles. He's for sure.
That sucks.
Uh,
That sucks though.
yeah,
I,
especially with Shinsuke coming in,
I
kind
don't
of like.
I don't want him moving.
You don't want him reuniting with the club.
Nah, I think the club should go over there. I don't think he should be going to the club.
So you think he should swap?
I mean, look at all the tag teams on Raw, dude. Enzo, Big Cass, the club, the Hardys, Revival. Who else is out there? Like, it's a ridiculous. Like, you need more tag teams that are actually decent in SmackDown.
Yeah, true, very true.
Like, to me, it's just I don't know. Like, you can't have the guy that was supposed to be wasn't AJ Styles the main pick for SmackDown?
I think it was Dean Ambrose
Oh,
simply because he was the champion.
oh gosh. But I don't know. Like for me, it feels like even though Dean may have been the top pick for SmackDown,
Yeah.
it just feels like
No, AJ's a huge piece. He's
he's
like he may be the centerpiece for SmackDown.
he's the franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, Cena's gone. I mean, who's going to be their male representative? Roman Reigns or what? They're going to trade him?
Right. Oh, I heard Roman maybe Roman may be going to SmackDown.
Oh, please don't. I won't watch SmackDown anymore. I,
Roman may be going. Roman and Shinsuke. I
that's,
don't know. It's gonna be
that's gonna be
interesting.
That's gonna be stupid, dude. I mean, who's left? Who's gonna be the face of SmackDown? Dean Ambrose?
Oh, after we'll find out after the shakeup for sure.
I don't
Because
know.
like you said, maybe Roman could go over there.
I mean, if Roman goes, then they better send Seth Rollins so they could recreate the Shield.
Damn, that'd be cool. Think about it, AJ, the club, and Finn Balor on the same brand.
I mean that makes. I guess that's why they would trade him. That's the only reason.
That'd be. They need to reunite the club. They could, man. That'd be dope. They probably won't, but
I don't know. So what about what about Naomi's victory with injury on SmackDown? What you think about that?
about what was that?
Naomi's victory on SmackDown. Injured again.
Uh,
Injured again.
injured again. Well, I didn't. She's still selling her little injury, but that was I don't know. I'm just not all in on Naomi, and she knows that, which is why she blocked me. But I think this is a legit sell at this point. She did a good job at selling her injury, and I don't really think much of the match.
Weak, huh?
Yeah, yeah, I was kind of rooting for Alexa, but I know it was gonna happen because Alexa to make her 3 times, like no, 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 no. She's gonna break Charlotte's record, the fastest, the fastest of three.
Oh my gosh. All I know is that Naomi's got a pay-per-view streak.
Oh man,
She's 2-0.
yeah,
So Charlotte better watch out cuz Naomi's coming.
shit.
I mean, Naomi as champ, I don't care how many dances she does. That's not going to boost my seeking for her autographs like motivation. Like that's
What do you do if Alexa Bliss won the Raw?
oh fuck. If that happens,
So you have Bailey, Sasha, and Alexa.
if that happens, SmackDown is screwed. Because unless their goal is to make SmackDown a B-level show again, because that's what people thought it was gonna be when
Could you imagine Charlotte going to SmackDown?
I can see that. I can see that possibility. She does have a blue shirt.
They could, yeah, they could probably. Well, one do they switch Alexa for Charlotte or whatever
It doesn't
or whoever?
it doesn't benefit SmackDown though because right now, as of right now, I don't know what your thoughts are on Nikki Bella, but I mean, as far as being a star, I mean, it was basically Alexa and Nikki as far as the stars that they have in SmackDown because everybody else is not a star. Like Natalia is not a star. Freaking Carmella is not a star. Like Naomi's not gonna carry the franchise. So if you do that, like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna dry out the entire farm. You know, like who's gonna carry the women's title? Naomi or what?
Charlotte,
And that's it.
Charlotte, Becky. Charlotte and Becky would be the top two.
I almost forgot about Becky because they're making her irrelevant.
Yeah, with her dreads or what? Her
Dreads and then some,
dreadlocks,
and then
her Tatanka face paint,
yeah,
Indian paint.
I don't understand what's going on there.
It'll definitely be Charlotte and the best friends, the best buds.
They could well they would have Charlotte, Natalia, and Becky best buddies. They would have that group right there.
There you go. I just want to see fuck Sasha and Alexa. That'll be cool.
I know you're down to see that match.
I don't know. That could be. I'm down to see that at SummerSlam.
You're gonna see that at SummerSlam, dude. That
Probably a triple threat match: Bailey, Sasha, and Alexa.
imagine.
Could happen, man. Superstar shakeup. Anything could happen, man. Anything. Top stars could leave. Top woman stars could switch sides. This is gonna be cowill we be seeing more NXT debuts, or is that it? What in your opinion? Do you think probably next week they'll add a little more, or?
No, I think that's it. I don't think they want to dry out NXT.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point, if you keep doing this, I mean, unless you're gonna bring Glorious, but I know how you feel about him.
Oh god, I don't see that happening. This is why I'm glad he's champion. That way, because I know it won't. He's I guess one of the top stars in the next year now. So definitely don't see him coming up anytime soon.
Who would you like to see get traded?
So when it comes with women and
Yeah, from SmackDown to Raw or Raw to SmackDown. Who would be?
I would like to see Alexa come to Raw. Um, but like I said, if that happens, you'd have to trade someone to SmackDown. So, I would say Sasha, but I want her to stay with Bailey, so I'm keeping her. I'll keep her. So I'll say someone like Charlotte could go to SmackDown.
But Charlotte's not leaving because she's already starting a storyline with Nia.
That's true.
There's a possibility that the next story for Bailey might be Emma.
I can see that.
You know, and if they're gonna keep teasing this heel turn with Sasha, I mean, it's either you're gonna do it or you're not,
Yeah, I
because
mean it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when.
it is gonna happen. But when it does, like when they added Emma, I'm like another bad one.
Yep.
So they need to have like, I mean, who are the good ones? Dana Brooke,
Dana Brooke and Bailey.
but
That's it.
you can't.
Oh, Sasha, I guess technically right now, but I mean,
Yeah, once you turn,
well,
once you
when she
turns,
turns, it's just Dana Brooke and Bailey.
that's why I think that either you have to ship somebody out or you have to churn her now and bring somebody good in there because it's not gonna make sense to have a bunch of bad people.
Yeah.
And I think that's WWE's main problem, that they don't know how to create faces.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it. Look at all the rosters. Uh, even on the SmackDown Women's, almost everybody's a heel,
Except for who Becky, Naomi.
and that's it.
There you go. Only two. All right, everyone's heel except for two. We got to keep two faces. I think that's their logic. Two faces.
Natalia's heel, Carmella's heel, Alexa's heel.
Natalia feels like
She,
she. No. This is no pun intended or whatever, but she's like Catwoman, because you don't know if she's good or bad.
you know,
Like, yeah, she's healed, but like she's the way she is, like she's she's. I mean, she's a really nice person. So it's just like I don't know if she's good or bad. Like the way she comes off on TV, like she could be a heel, but then on Talking Smack, she's not talking about her cats or whatever.
oh gosh,
So she's like Catwoman. Like I don't know if she's good or bad. She's like both. Sometimes she's good, sometimes she's bad.
we don't know anything about her. And as far as the men, I mean that's the thing with the men. Most of them are face.
hmm
There's not a lot of heels. I mean Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe,
Right.
and then Rollins is face. Roman Reigns is I don't even know what he is.
So he's face, but with a
He's a face heel.
face heel, with a heel reaction. He's a face with a heel reaction.
You know, Dean Ambrose is face. AJ Styles is a heel face. He's the opposite of Roman Reigns.
Yeah, he is the opposite of Roman. He's a heel with a baby face reaction. That's amazing.
WWE has no control over what they're putting out there.
What do you think about Mr. McMahon coming out and everyone chanting Roman sucks?
That's good. I think that they need to let that man know.
Let that stubborn man know.
Does he suck? Does he suck to you?
He doesn't suck, but I don't think he's terrible. But I like his role now. To be it's weird to say, but if I was him, I'd love the reaction and the the crowd giving him shit are doing absolutely nothing to change that. The only way to change Roman Reigns is to give him no reaction. But if you're gonna give him reaction, he's gonna the company's gonna keep doing what they're doing.
And that's what I was
That's it.
that's what I was thinking about at WrestleMania when
That's it.
everybody started booing him.
Yeah,
I didn't make a sound. I was like, I'm not gonna boo this guy. By me booing, I'm only helping him.
yeah. The
Well,
boos help him, so they're doing absolutely nothing. Give him no reaction. Don't show up to the arena, whatever. Don't even go to those shows. That's the only way you could really like have the company change that.
no,
If not,
go on a bathroom break when he comes out.
yeah. See,
Because
bathroom break when it comes out. Yeah, exactly. You could do that.
here's the thing. When I was out there at Access, a lot of people were doing the Roman Reigns entrance, where you could do your custom entrance,
Okay.
and the whole place would start booing.
Um,
So then I asked the guy, why do you guys boo Roman Reigns, right? And you're not gonna believe what he said. He said, I actually love Roman Reigns. I just do it because everybody else is doing it. He's like,
I feel like.
I don't even know
Mhm.
why I boo him. He's like, I don't even know why I boo him. My kids love him. I think it's awesome. He's like, I just do it because I'm like, you guys are booing the fake Roman Reigns right here. What is that about? You know, like, and to me, that's like, it's a in sociology they call it groupthink, where
Okay.
you just go with whatever the group is doing, you just go with it,
Hmm.
similar to peer pressure, you know, except
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
except that nobody's pressuring you to do it. Just because everybody else is doing it, you do it too. And the problem is that this guy, I mean, they're telling McMahon, whatever they were saying about Reigns, but McMahon feels like I'm doing a great job with this guy because they're even yelling at me about him.
Yeah. They're just helping on his cause. Like for me, like honestly, I don't. It's to the point where I don't even have a problem with it anymore. I don't have a problem with him anymore. And like you said, it's kind of like LeBron James. Like, why do you hate LeBron? Like, why do you hate Roman? Like, there's no really like, like oh, the company pushed him and he didn't like pay his dues. He wasn't like other wrestlers where they start off with the winning the U.S. title and then they start off winning the IC title, and then they eventually, like he just his first title was the world title, blah blah blah. Some people say that, but for me, it's just like I mean, I enjoy it. It's fun. Oh shit, people boo. It's the reaction you get. It's fun. But like for me, I don't love him. I don't hate him. So and then when he does come out, I don't boo him. Like if that's like the when I was talking about the first episode, I don't really interact, right?
Yeah.
So when he comes out, I enjoy it. I enjoy all the boos, like just hearing all the boos live. But like for me to boo him, I'm not. I'm just like whatever.
I'm actually starting to like him.
Yeah, it's getting to that point, man.
Like,
Just wait it out. See, maybe the company is right and not like, oh shit, the people hate him. Let's turn them heel. I'm glad they kept calm and like just doing what they're doing because it's eventually these fans will come around. I believe the more you do it, and then it started happening with like, the way it happened with Seth Rollins. I hated him. After a while, I grew. He grew on me, and I started liking him. And then really started liking him, and then that's when he got injured. So with Roman Reigns, 'cause I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna boo the guy. It's
just because everybody else is doing it.
yeah, it's just I have no reason. I have no reason to really dislike him. I mean, sure I get upset like with the whole Royal Rumble, like where that last man could have been anyone and it was him. Yeah, I got upset because he's definitely not my favorite. But when it comes to like just in general, like I just don't really have a problem with him.
For me, it's more like Eva Marie syndrome.
Hmm.
Like everybody's starting to hate him. Well, everybody's been hating him. You know.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, okay, for people to either love you or hate you that much, you got to be doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not booing Ellsworth like that.
Definitely.
They're not booing the Ascension like that. So it's like there's only three choices: either people cheer for me really loud, or they have no reaction for me, or they freaking hate me. And this guy, I mean, obviously people hate him. So Vince is gonna keep thinking to himself, "Why would I stop?"
Yeah. No need to. Just keep doing what you're doing. Like the reaction he's getting is like amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like the how loud they are, how passionate they are.
I mean, these guys were cussing.
Yeah.
If I'm the creator of a character and I'm creating characters that get no reaction, I'm doing something wrong. If I'm creating
Exactly.
if I'm creating characters that everybody hates, then I'm like, why would I change my ways? I'm Vince.
Exactly.
This is why I'm Vince. This is why he's Vince, dude.
That's why.
We might not like a guy. I didn't like the guy. I thought he was boring. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but now him standing there for 10 minutes, hearing everybody talk smack, and then just say this is my yard and leaving,
Yeah.
that was dope. That was dope.
It's just kind of like he wants it. I feel like he's looking for he loves it. He enjoys it, and he's looking for a reaction. Like when he says, "This is my yard," like he knows he does it on purpose. Like kind of like fucking with him,
He's like trolling back.
trolling back. Exactly.
He's like, you gonna troll me? All right, I got one for you.
Got one.
And I think that's why Vince made him beat the Undertaker, because he knows how much they hate him, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you guys hate him now?
Right.
Wait till I do this to you guys.
There you go.
I created the Taker, and now I'm gonna destroy him, and I'm gonna do it in the most painful way with the guy that everybody hates the most at the time right now."
That's perfect.
So Vince is a freaking genius. As far as as far as getting a reaction from people,
Yeah. Like the whole Roman sucks thing, of Vince did absolutely and will do absolutely nothing. He's you guys are like making him, not change his mind.
oh man, he's gonna push this guy even harder now.
Man,
You
exactly.
better be ready to collect. I want Roman Reigns autographs now. I want them.
Those are the ones we get. Yeah,
I want that double R.
a double R.
It's gonna be tough, but I'm curious to see what. I'm more interested right now. I mean, I'm happy for the debuts and for the people coming back like Balor. Like that's awesome.
Yeah,
But I'm more interested for next week's shakeup. I want to know what that means, what's gonna happen, who's going where, and how is it gonna change. Because obviously there's no real stories right now.
yeah. I mean, it's everything's already happened. The blow off was at Mania, so it's like the new year, right? It's the new year, as they say. Um,
It's week one of the NFL season right now.
yeah,
That's all it is.
week one.
We don't know where the company is headed, unless somebody already has those scripts like Meltzer again, you know, which I'm not gonna read because I don't. I want to be able to enjoy the show.
Yeah, from like I'm saying, especially since I'm going to SummerSlam, I want to see the entire story, the entire card play out, and it's gonna be fun because so much stuff is happening that I don't know what to expect. You got the shake up and everything. It's just like it's so crazy. There's a lot to There's gonna be a lot of stuff to indulge in the coming weeks.
I mean, it's like because like if somebody were to hand you the card right now, like either you could get really excited for it and be like, oh shit, I'm gonna see all this, or you could be really disappointed by it and be like, wow, I don't want to see this crap.
Yeah,
But
at
that's
least.
but that's not the point. Like for me, a lot of like let's say that I would have never had the card to begin with.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean that I'm gonna enjoy the card as it develops, right?
Mhm.
Like when it was announced that Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt were actually gonna go at it, even though they kind of confused us there for a little bit. Like I wasn't excited for it, but as it happened, it created some sort of emotion.
Right.
As opposed to when you already know what it's gonna be, then it's like, okay, whatever. Like, what's the point of watching this shit? You know?
Uh huh.
And that was my point. Like, that was the point that I was trying to make to you. Like, where it's like, well, I'm not gonna control what the card is actually gonna be. Like, they're gonna put out whatever they're gonna put out anyway. I might not even like it, you know. But as you go week to week, you get a reaction from it. It's kind of like when Sasha spoiled the Shinsuke thing. Like, you watched it, but there's not the same reaction anymore.
I didn't get zero reaction.
Yeah, because you already knew. So it's like, well, this doesn't shock me, you know. So, I mean, hopefully you get a. I think I think the card is gonna be way better than the Mania card because I've decided and concluded that WrestleMania is not really about the card. It's about the show.
It's about Pitbull.
It's not even about Pitbull. He only had one song. It's
Well,
not.
it's about the extra shit.
It,
It's about the fireworks.
it's about the fireworks. It's about the big stadium. It's about the
The
big
giant list of Jericho.
the giant list of Jericho that I got to see getting inflated before they actually turn it on. It's about the crowd, the party outside the stadium. People were having barbecues and stuff like that. It was
Tailgating or what?
yeah, it was like a football game. That's what it was, and that's what WrestleMania is about. It's really just a graduation day for what happened the entire year, and this is the final point. You know?
And the people graduating is Goldberg, Undertaker, Lesnar.
Yeah, it was them. But I feel like the other pay-per-views, I'm not gonna say Survivor Series so much because Survivor Series is more about having a bunch of teams.
Yeah, which Happy needs to go to, by the way.
Happy's going, huh?
He better. That will better.
But I think SummerSlam is more about having some sick matches.
Hell yeah.
And
Dude, think about like, oh, dude, so Shinsuke gonna be there. AJ Styles gonna be there.
Finn Balor's gonna
You
be
got the
there.
Revival gonna be there. Finn Balor's gonna be there. Like, God. I don't know. You just shuffle them all together. It's gonna be amazing, man.
It doesn't even matter who they face.
Yeah, it's just like just seeing them. Like, God, that shit's stacked, bro. And it's gonna be New York. God, that's like the city I've been wanting to go to. Like, oh, I'm excited. Like, shit, man. I'm glad. I don't care where I'm sitting, or my usual spot, or up there or nosebleeds. I'm just glad I'm gonna be there. The wildest party in the summer, man.
I mean, even if it is nosebleeds, when you're in a basketball stadium like Staples Center, I mean, the view is still okay. It's not like
Yeah,
it's not like it's horrible.
it beats out nosebleeds at a football stadium or whatever. It's just over a giant arena,
I mean, if you
because
do,
arenas are so much smaller, so it's all good. Like whenever I go to a basketball game, it's like I don't care what tickets I get because I'm gonna get a good view regardless.
yeah, I mean, sometimes the best view at a Clipper game is the nosebleeds in the center
Yeah,
because you get to see the whole game play out. Because I've seen people that they get tickets right behind the court, like not courtside, but the second level
uh huh.
behind one of the basketball courts. And I mean, what action do you really get to see? Like, you don't get to see the game play out because you just see when they score on your side.
Yeah,
And if I had done nosebleeds at WrestleMania, I think it would have been horrible because the stadium is just way too big.
exactly. Yeah, I know.
But if I do nosebleeds at Staples Center, I don't care.
Yeah, it's a much smaller.
Way much smaller. You're talking about 15,000 compared to 75,000.
Exactly.
Huge difference. But we'll see where things go from here. It should be interesting on Monday.
Mhm.
How's it gonna
Yeah,
How's it gonna work though? Are they gonna do the shake up on Monday or Tuesday?
I want to say Monday.
So what happens on Tuesday? Does that mean that they just start off with the new people?
Possibly. I mean, definitely we'll get to see, but that may happen, or unless they do some, they unless they do like parts, one part Monday, the other part Tuesday.
Tuesday?
But yeah, I don't know if they want to cut that whole thing in half.
yeah, one last thing. How do you feel about Strowman and Lesnar?
Oh, that was fun. That's gonna be two big guys.
That
It's
was
like that's
that was awkward, dude.
that was weird. Didn't expect them, especially with everyone chanting Balor or we want Balor. That was pretty cool. I like that. I like the whole chant. That was pretty awesome. But Strowman coming out like, whoa, didn't expect that. I was like, you have my attention now.
I thought it was gonna be Balor,
Yeah,
but then when they injured Jericho, I was like, okay, now it's definitely gonna be
yeah.
Balor.
Now it's definitely gonna be Balor for sure.
And when I seen that fool, I was like, wait, I thought this fool was going on break, but now he's going on break for sure.
Gotta get that band, that concerts.
Because he's injured now. He's injured.
He's injured, going through that table.
The only thing that sucked about that match was that it was basically the same match that they've been doing at house shows.
Yeah.
That was weak. You know,
Pretty much.
Like
Usually you add Triple H and it's like the same.
add Triple H and add Chris Jericho and it's the exact same match.
Yeah.
So that was kind of weak. I was like, these people got a house show basically.
Yeah. The house show match on Raw as the main event.
What were your overall thoughts on Raw, the Raw after Mania?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the crowd. The crowd at SmackDown were the SmackDown. They're like a regular crowd to me. Not the same pop, but the crowd was really amazing on Raw. I enjoyed it. I really did. I'm telling you, like you got with the call ups, with the aftermath of Mania, and then the crowd going crazy. The beginning, the whole promo, the freaking like 10-minute Undertaker chants, the freaking constant boos for like another 15 minutes for Roman. I'm like, is this show even gonna start? Because you got the freaking 10-minute Undertaker chant, and then Roman comes out and they boo him for another 15 minutes. I'm like, this is the whole show right here.
Chants.
This is the whole show.
All chants.
Like, don't expect any matches or anything. Like, it was just sitting here the crowd chant like random shit on for the 3 hours.
A lot of bad words. A lot of FUs.
Yep.
Well, people, episode 7 will conclude now. It was a long show. I would say that probably 1% of you guys will probably reach this point.
Yep.
But
One person, maybe. If we're lucky, one person's gonna hear the entire show. One person, if we're lucky.
if we have one person listen to the entire show, they get a free figure.
There we go.
But until episode 8, we are out. And Larry G, you know what to say.
Goodbye and good night.
Lates.
Later.